Hello, welcome back and welcome in. My name is Nikki Wheeler. If you're interested in gaming, go subscribe to my other channel and follow my Twitch so you can see my gaming live. Now, let's start this video. Today, I will be discussing Melanie Martinez, widely known for her debut onto the singing competition show The Voice in 2012, and hits such as Dollhouse and Playdate. Just entering the decade of being put into the spotlight, The Voice had launched Melanie into superstardom, with an incredibly dedicated fan base she likes to call her Crybabies. Melanie had started at only 17 on The Voice, and only 2 years after the competition in 2014, she released the Dollhouse EP, which included 4 songs, 2 of which went onto her debut album Crybaby just a year later in 2015 with Atlantic Records. All of Melanie's albums are considered concept albums, which just means the tracks on the record hold a larger meaning collectively than individually. Crybaby is about the character Crybaby, who is a fantasy version of herself who is younger and who experiences adult things. It is supposed to show vulnerability and innocence rather than infantilizing, like many people have accused her of doing over the years. Pity Party was the first single released on June 1st, 2015 on YouTube and is a certified platinum record. It is about putting so much effort into doing something and ending up not rewarded and blaming yourself for it. It is also noted that in this song she sampled the chorus from Leslie Gore's It's My Party to get the antique feel she was trying to replicate. She also uses vocal repetition and manipulation to repeat certain words to get the effect of glitching, which works extremely well with the beat of the song and as the effect of uncertainty. The second single was Soap, a song about vulnerability and inability to express deeper feelings like love. The lyric, "Throw a toaster in the bathtub," is a metaphor, obviously, about the quick shock of rejection and how it would kill the friendship she had with this other character that she's expressing this love for in the story. More vocal manipulation was used in this track to deepen Melanie's voice to gain the effect of deeper thoughts. She has also used repetition in this song as well to capture the feelings of overthinking. This, mixed with her naturally higher vocal range, went well with the sound effects like blowing and popping bubbles, and it made the song much more memorable and is definitely a fan favorite. The third and final single was Sippy Cup, the dark successor to Dollhouse from the EP. Sippy Cup is about Crybaby's mother murdering her father and his mistress. The sippy cup itself is a metaphor for the lack of being willing to acknowledge reality and the unwillingness to confront one's own reality. The sound effects in this track give it a dreamlike or transcendent state to me and pairs well with the intense lyric talking about alcohol and other hardships. Another EP was released to be a deluxe version on Crybaby that included 4 new songs: Playdate, Teddy Bear, Cake, and Gingerbread Man. Critically speaking, this album was received nicely, though most people put it towards a middle-of-the-road album, and which, very much biased here, I do find quite revealing about a lot of people, as this album talks about many topics and can be seen as artful, but I understand this music is very niche, as the rest of her albums are. Crybaby is an alternative pop album that holds 2 platinums in the US and peaked at number 1 on the US top alternative albums. 4 years after Crybaby was released, Melanie released K-12, the second studio album with 3 singles, 2 of which got promoted via vinyls, and those songs being High School Sweethearts and Strawberry Shortcake. The album came with a wonderful story and an hour-and-a-half long movie, meaning each song did get a music video. About a year after K-12 was released, Melanie did release the After School EP that added 7 new songs to K-12 as a deluxe version. This record is another concept album continuing the story of Crybaby, the character from the last album. It allows this character to step away from the toxicity of her family life and go to school, in which Crybaby is narrating her time there with these songs. While each individual song has its meaning, the overall meaning of K-12 is embracing imperfections and covering topics of bullying and insecurities. Melanie has stated before, "You're not learning about her, you're learning about the place that she's in and her perspective." There are some clear, cutthroat lyrics in these albums, like in The Principal, where she's clearly talking about the US government, or in Strawberry Shortcake, where she sings, "Wondering why I don't look like Barbie. They say boys like girls with a tiny waist. Now my mom is preaching to make sure I'm pure, but I never really cared about that shit before." In High School Sweethearts, she sings in a more soft and childlike voice, saying, "You must promise to love me, and damn it, if you fuck me over, I will rip your fucking face apart." And that was definitely a stylistic choice, being more soft spoken, but having such crude language is one of the many things that I personally love about this song and Melanie as an artist in particular. At the end of this movie, there was a song titled Fire Drill, which was playing, and it didn't come with the album or the deluxe, but it did release as a single in 2020. It is speculated to be about a past friend of Melanie named Timothy Heller, which is a can of worms in itself that I will not get into here, but it is about fake friends and attention seeking people. This song actually does use a child voice to sing some parts, like, "I am not the government, I am not the fucked up men, I am not a part of anything that is hateful." She hits her typical genres of alt pop and indie pop, but now including art pop, with this concept being more in your face. Now, since K through 12 did come with the movie, it was nominated for the top soundtrack award, though it did not win. It is still very impressive that it was nominated, considering Melanie had no prior directing or choreography experience. While it did only reach gold certification, K through 12 did peak at number 1 on the US top soundtracks and US top alternative albums, also peaking at number 3 on the US Billboard 200. These first two albums were more soft sonically and can be listened to at any point in the day. They seem more happy and upbeat with some very intense lyrics. This next album, Portals, Melanie's third studio album, is definitely not like that. It is another concept album and it still hits the alt pop genre, while it also hits alt rock, art pop, and art rock genres as well. Melanie had started promoting this album by wiping her Instagram clean and posting visualizers with her new character, yet to be named. It is a pink alien creature with 2 sets of eyes, big ears, and mossy clothes. It is speculated that Angelita, her best friend in K through 12, and Crybaby have now merged, hence the 2 sets of eyes, and have been reborn into this new being. While we know very little about this story, many fans have made guesses, and all of which are very plausible. We probably won't get any answers to the story until the movie release of the same name. No release date has been set, and so for now, we wait. Instrumentally, this album is 100% more intense and not as soft-spoken, and definitely had huge rock elements like heavy drums and bass to add compared to the previous albums. This album as a whole is about life and death, starting at the single Death and ending with Womb. Only 5 days after the release of the album itself, Melanie shared the deluxe and gave us 3 more songs, adding the much anticipated Milk of the Sirens and 2 others, Pluto and Powder. Portal takes us through Melanie's self-discovery with songs like Battle of the Larynx, where she's finding her voice and saying she will get the last word, because in the past she was definitely more passive. Then you go into Nymphology, where she literally spells it out for you that she has discovered her self-worth and that another person shouldn't be the better judge of yourself. Some lyrics can come off as rudimentary, and some are, but with purpose. Again, Melanie has been accused of infantilizing things and romanticizing children or childlike behaviors, but if you actually listen to the music and listen to the lyrics and understand the point of age has no limit to problems, you can understand that the childlike voice and lyrics are a stylistic choice. Portals has been one of Melanie's greatest successes, having blown up on TikTok with makeup artists using The Contortionist to dress up as her pink alien form, and Nymphology as a women empowerment movement on the platform. This album peaked at number 1 on the US Top Alternative Albums, US Top Rock and Alternative Albums, and US Top Tastemaker Albums. It also peaked at number 2 on the US Billboard 200 and UK albums. Portals has also incredibly sold a lot. It has about 142,000 equivalent album sales, 99,000 of which are pure album sales in its first week. The highest sales debut for a female artist in 2023. Since it has been just over a month since its release, there are no certifications yet, but I'm sure it will get one soon. One of my favorite parts about listening to Melanie Martinez is the sound effects she uses in all of her songs. They are such a small detail that adds so much character to the tracks and emphasizes many of the lyrics. Melanie Martinez is a phenomenal artist and has been one of the biggest alternative artists of the 2010s. Her music inspires many with her soft voice and creative lyricism. And with much anticipation, we wait for new music every day and praise the music she has out now. Finally, I did want to do a ranking on the albums discussed today, And at number 1, I'm putting K through 12. At number 2, I'm putting Portals. And number 3 is Crybaby. While I do know a lot of fans out there will call me crazy for this ranking, and I must say, Portals really did hit me in a way that I didn't expect. I didn't think I would like the album. The harder instrumentals in this album did do it justice, and the lyrics are remarkable and staggering to say the least. My favorite from each album has to be Playdate from Crybaby, High School Sweethearts from K through 12, and Anthology from Portals. And I'm going to be doing something a little different from my normal videos, and I'm going to be recommending some artists that you guys might like if you do like Melanie. First, Alanis Morissette, who is one of the major alternative bassline and quirky people out there. She has a very nice chill vibe, and she's one of the biggest artists of the 90s with her hit Jagged Little Pill. And then you also have artists like Hayley Kiyoko or Halsey for more mainstream and newer alternative pop style. And then you also have Marina, who is another good choice in my opinion. She's very similar to Melanie in the way she manipulates her voice to get multiple ranges very well, and still has the capability of staying well within the alternative pop genre. I did cover a video on Marina if you want to go check that video out as well. If you did like this video and want more videos like this one, check out my channel and like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, bye guys.